Greetings all, Frog here. Let's play GeoGuessr. It's Friday. We've been challenged by Wade. This is a continuation of the American Civil War challenge. This is 1863. If you're looking for 1861 or 1862, go 2 weeks ago for 1862 on Friday and 3 weeks ago for 1861. So there are historical tidbits at the end of each round. We're going to get right to it because I've had hiccups off and on all day. So hopefully, I will not. We're on County Road 610. That's annoying. Okay. We'll go to that in a second, because I can't go out there anyway. So yeah, I'm assuming that's our battlefield. Let's go this way. Probably on the sunken lane. County Road 610. The U.S. highway, this is. Plank Road, it says. Maybe it's not a U.S. highway. Looks like one. It's not. It's something 3. And the 610. Okay. 618. We're in circles here. And a 3.5 in a chevron. Not a chevron. And a shield of some sort. That's very confusing. Why do we have mixed symbols here? I don't know. I gotta figure out which way I want to go. Let me go this way first. What's up with the chevron thing? Not chevron, shield. I don't know why I keep saying chevron. Is this Kentucky? What are you telling me about now? No, it's Virginia. It's Virginia. I'm almost certain it's Virginia. Ah, their roads don't follow a pattern. Ah! Oh, wait a minute. There's 610. It's convenient. See if there's any other. What is this, Plank Road? It's Midland Road. .610 ends in Midland. Looks like. So back where I clicked. Are you Plank Road? You're Garrisonville Road. Or is it the circles are the county roads? And the weird thing, that's what it is. This is State Route 3. Is this Plank Road? It is. It's State Route 3. At County Road 610, which are in the squares. We're in Chancellorsville. At this parking lot. Right? Because we were on 610. Yeah. And we went south. Yeah. Yeah, we're like here. 5 points off. Outside of Fredericksburg. Okay, yeah, had I actually bothered to see that, that would have made much more sense. Okay. Read only after part 1. A new year brought another new commander to the Union Army in the East, and General John Hooker, it's John, right? It just said J. Hooker. I think it's John. Resolved to once again bring the fight to General Lee. Excuse me. The two armies were right where they had stopped after Fredericksburg, see part 2, the previous winter, staring at each other across the river. Hooker's plan was to feint another crossing by the town, but send most of his forces west across the river and get behind Lee. Upon seeing this move, Lee also divided his force, leaving a portion to block the crossing and moving the rest to challenge Hooker near Chancellorsville. The roles then reversed, with Hooker's army taking up defensive positions while Lee went on the attack. Despite facing a numerically superior force, he divided his army again, sending Stonewall Jackson around the dense wood and brush to attack the Union army from behind. This was the battle where Jackson was hit by friendly fire and would die a few days later. The fighting was heavy, and despite being nearly encircled, the forces at Chancellorsville were able to resist several assaults. They were slowly pushed back over the next couple of days, however, and Hooker's army retreated back over the river. At the same time, the detached Union force fought their way across the river and pushed aside the few Confederate defenders in the Second Battle of Fredericksburg. Despite seizing the same heights, the army tried so mightily to just months before, they could not meet up with the main body of the army, and were also forced to withdraw back over the Rappahannock. Rappahannock? Did I say that right? Looks like Rappahannock. Okay, round 2. Wisconsin. We're not in Wisconsin, obviously. I love all these monuments and stuff, but come on. Like, the 34th 5th Infantry 2nd Division of the 3rd Battalion 4th Visitor Center was led by this dude, and this dude, and this dude, and they were all famous. See, the U.S. Battery A, 2nd Illinois Light Artillery, 14th Division, 13th Corps Army of the Tennessee, Lieutenant Jacob C. Hansel, Lieutenant Frank B. Fenton, Captain Peter Davidson. The battery something, the something something, because it's blurry, you know, whatever. I mean, and it talks about the campaign, and if it weren't blurry, maybe I could read it and it would tell me where I am, but it can't. It's Union and Confederate Avenues. Brilliant. We're likely in Virginia still. High ground for the cannons, that's what you're always after. Can I get over to that? Excellent. We're on Clay Street. In what? Happy holidays. You suck. Don't be a jerk. It's Christmas. A little SpongeBob for you. We're in Vicksburg. Okay then. I don't remember what part of the state that's in. But we're in Vicksburg. How lovely. Old Highway 27. Vicksburg Park. Historic downtown is to my left. Pretty much everything's to my left except for the outlet mall. Alright. We'll go to my left. What's its byline? The key to the South! There's casinos, how lovely. Historic downtown. Just go right by the KFC and the Pizza Hut. I did not want to go that far. Good lord, man. There's like signs to read. Alright, whatever. It's Vicksburg. Oh crap, it's not that big, is it? Bollocks! I'm gonna need at least a state road sign or something here. You know one of them exists. Once we get deep enough into Vicksburg. Although maybe I should have gone to the outlet mall. I'm now beginning to think that might have been the wiser course. Mission 66? It's another mile? Man. Can we move, please? Man, this motion is so bad. Church's chicken. It's not bad. I'm a Raising Cane's kind of guy, personally. It's a different type of chicken, like I understand. I don't like dark meat, though. Alright, so I'm going to judge your chicken place based purely on your white meat. And Raising Cane's, all they do is tenders. That's it. 100% tenders. Your only choice when you go into Raising Cane's is how many, essentially, tenders do I want. Wow, it's not in Virginia because I'm an idiot. It's on the Mississippi somewhere. It's gateway to the south. You think it'd be closer to Memphis and Tunica. There's casinos in Tunica. That's why I'm guessing that Vicksburg would be near it. Or it's the gateway to the south because there it is. Good lord. Have a nice day. There's Clay Street that we've been following along this whole time. There's the Union Avenue business. We're in this park somewhere. I think we're on this one. At some point we were on Union that hit Confederate. Yeah, I think we're somewhere in there. Close enough. Dose! The linchpin of the CSA's Western Holdings, this small city, was all that was standing in the way of total Union control of the Mississippi River. Located on high bluffs and surrounded by difficult terrain, it was a natural fortress. The city had been under pressure for some time. In May and June of 1862, Admiral Farragut sailed up the river from New Orleans and shelled the town, but didn't have enough troops to attack it. After Shiloh, Grant headed south and tried to capture Vicksburg. Several attempts were made to bypass the defenses or work through the surrounding swamps, but none were successful. Finally, he decided to cross the river, move down on the opposite bank, and cross back to come at Vicksburg from the south and east. The Navy ran several gunboat boats past the blockade, and with their help and a diversionary attack above the city, Grant was able to cross on April 29th. Winning several smaller engagements, he pushed up towards Vicksburg and cut the rail links to the city. Settling in for a siege, the Union Army surrounded the town. Finally, on July 4th, the city surrendered. The Confederacy was cut in two, and the Mississippi was free for Union shipping. Huzzah. We're up at a point. Memorial something for something 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 something. It says Round Top. Well, we're in the park. You see for quite some ways. Lovely. What does it say? Forbidden on this... Oh, visitors forbidden on this rock. Yeah. Don't climb on this bad boy. That's what they're saying. So the question is, I remember the Battle of Little Round Top. Where the hell is it? I don't know. The Union Fishhook. The Eye of General Someone. Can I get close enough to actually read this? Oh, Gettysburg. Good lord. It's in Pennsylvania. I don't remember exactly where. It's hilarious how weak some of my geography is, considering that, one, I play this game every day. Two, I won a geography bee in my youth. Alright, clearly it's smaller. There it is, there it is, there it is, there it is. Round Top, Little Round Top. There we go. Like, I know this is familiar. Yeah, because it's part of the Battle of Gettysburg. Have a nice day. At the same time as this... I don't think it's the Battle of Gettysburg, though. At the same time as this was going on, Lee made another daring push into the north, partly in hopes to draw forces away from the siege going on in the west. You'll have no problem identifying this battlefield as the most famous of the war. Oh, so it is the one. Okay. The fighting began on July 1st, 154 years ago this month. Here at Little Round Top, Union troops tenaciously defended the hills at the far left of their lines. Similar assaults to the far right flank were also repulsed. On the third day of the battle, Lee ordered an attack on the left center of General Meade's force dug in along Cemetery Ridge. While fighting continued over Culp's Hill on the Union right flank, around 12,500 men advanced on the ridge. Rifle and artillery fire was intense as they came, and losses were heavy. This was regarded by many as Lee's critical blunder. In the end, he was unable to dislodge Meade's army and once again had to retreat back across that river I can never pronounce. Potomac. Potomac? Lafayette Road. He's taking this horse by the reins. Taking this horse by the reins, making red coats spread with blood stains. And he's never going to stop until you make him drop and burn him up the sky to the remains. Watch me engaging him, escaping him, enraging him. I go to France for more funds. I come back with more guns. Okay, there's no doubt it's a battlefield. It's practically love. Love is a battlefield. I know that's not how it goes. My apologies to Pat Benatar. This is the side that won. This is the side that didn't. Oh, they're facing each other. This is the side that won. This is the side that didn't. Does each plaque like give you a little bit of history about each unit? There's just cannons lying about. What if I decided I wanted to then go attack people? I'll just load up the cannons. I'm ready to go. It's interesting, isn't it? Looks like one of those auto tour things. What was after Gettysburg? This is a huge battlefield. Horses, 100 feet. Missed him. "35 mimps or miles per hour, if you will." God, there's more cannon? It's a huge, huge battlefield. I think if you had given me this challenge, assuming the technology existed, 15 years ago, I probably would have been a lot better at it. Because I remembered more about the war. I was really obsessed with it in high school. I could have told you all sorts of facts. Alright, I didn't want to read that sign anyway. But it's definitely much, much weaker. Welcome to the city of Chickamauga. Chickamauga. Which is familiar, but I don't know where it is. Oh, goodness. Probably went the wrong way. Should have gone north. Wouldn't have seen the whole battlefield that way, though. Yeah, maybe not. Roy Parrish Jr. Parkway. Oh my god, there's a food line. Where the heck do those still exist? Whatever state that is. So it's the state of Austria. US 27. Alright, there you go. There's a little more, huh? 15, 17, 33, 29. Is 27 going to be farther north, you think? It's 21. There's 127. There's 27. There's Chattanooga. Lafayette! Taking this horse by the reins, making red coats red with blood stains. Central Hatchie. Not quite Chickamauga. I'm wondering if I'm zoomed out too far. Hamilton? Sir knows what to do in the trench. Should you do it to fluent in French, I mean. So you're going to have to use him eventually. What you going to do on the bench, I mean? Has more resilience or matches my practical tactical brilliance. What if I fail land back? Well, I don't think we're in Florida. Where are you, Chickamauga? I wonder if this map is too small for me to scan it the way I need to scan it. Might be. Well, I don't think it's in Ohio. Army of the Tennessee Highway. Well, one would assume then we're in Tennessee. That's Kentucky. Here's Tennessee. Where'd the border go? Where's the border? There it is. There it is. There it is. All right. 27. I lost you. Come back, 27. Darn it. Did 27 go through Knoxville? No, it did not. All right. Let's zoom way in on this bad boy here. Whoa, whoa, sorry. A little slip. Video's taking too long. Partially my stupidity. Well, damn it. Missouri? Nope, that's Georgia, right? Nope, it's which is it? It's Georgia. There's Chickamauga. Lord. Where's Lafayette Road? There's Old Lafayette Road. There's Lafayette Road. I bet we were like here, and had I gone the other way, I'd have been in bloody Fort Oglethorpe in 10 seconds. Yep. Ugh. What luck. After driving General Bragg's Army of Tennessee back to Chattanooga, General Guildenstern set his sights on the vital industrial hub. The Army of the Cumberland crossed the Tennessee River to the west of the city, and on September 6th, Bragg abandoned it and withdrew over the border to Georgia. The Union continued to advance, but Bragg wanted to retake the city. Union forces were spread out and hindered by rough terrain. The Confederate counterattack came near Chickamauga Creek on September 19th, and scattered fighting occurred for the whole first day. On the 2nd, Federal forces had opted to concentrate and dig in their current lines rather than try to withdraw, while the Confederates were determined to press the attack. They hit the Union left, attempting to drive them south away from the city and their line of retreat. As this was going on, preparations were being made for an assault on the Union center. Miscommunication while moving units around led to a gap in Rosecrans' lines, and the same point was hit by Bragg's attack force. The Union Army splintered and was nearly routed. An impromptu defense on the hill held back the Confederate advance, and Rosecrans was able to evacuate most of his troops to the city. Bragg laid siege to the city, the Union now occupying the same defenses he had been using just weeks before. Okay, Laurel Avenue. I don't know where Hardy is, but... and 17th Street Southwest. Boy, that looks a little more promising than going anywhere else, doesn't it? Oh, what's this? The assault upon Fort Sanders. 4 brigades of infantry, General James Longstreet's 1st Corps, emerging from the declivity to the north, made a bayonet charge upon the Federal Fort Sanders at this point at dawn, November 29, 1863. They were stopped with heavy casualties by the deep ditch and by raking cannon fire. This climaxed Longstreet's siege of Knoxville. We're in Knoxville? I know Knoxville. Laurel and 17th. Ooh, my wife went to school in Knoxville. Where are you? There you are. 17th. They have a grid system. 17th, 12th, 14th, 16th, 17th, and Laurel. Boom. Give me points. What up? While this was happening, General Burnside was holding Knoxville to the east. He had captured the city by routing around the defenders at the Cumberland Gap, when most Confederate forces in the area were withdrawn to Chattanooga. General Longstreet, on loan from the Army of Northern Virginia, was this like a transfer loan? What did he get, $1 million and the rights for the club? It's a football joke. Anyway, he was on loan from the Army of Northern Virginia, moved north to prevent Burnside from relieving the siege of Chattanooga. The result was a second siege, this time of Knoxville. Longstreet tried to capture Fort Sanders on the western edge of the defensive line with a daring raid at dawn on November 29th. His troops, however, were unable to break through the pits and wires surrounding the fort and took heavy losses. Meanwhile, back at Chattanooga, General Grant had arrived to relieve the siege and open a new supply line to the city. There, he sent General Hooker to capture Lookout Mountain and was able to drive Bragg from his defensive line along Missionary Ridge on November 25th. Bragg had to retreat towards Georgia, and the siege was lifted. He immediately dispatched reinforcement north to do the same for Knoxville. Hearing this, Longstreet prepared to withdraw. He held the siege for as long as he could to delay the Union armies linking up, but finally pulled back on December 4th. Little remains of Knoxville's fortifications, as you can see, which is true, because there's pretty much nothing there. That is the American Civil War 1863 edition, curated by Wade, and it's continuing interest. I hope to see 1864 and 65 sometime along soon. If you would like to make your own challenge like Wade did, you can of course go to geocenter.ml, which is where you will put in 5 locations, which then gives you a link that you sent to me over a private message on YouTube, and I'll add you to the schedule. Thank you so much for sending this in, Wade. It was very enjoyable. Hope you guys enjoyed it too. If you did, click the like button. Subscribe to the channel to stay updated to everything that happens. Until next time, cheers.